So in terms of tension, do you want to say that what sort of programming might the social leader have or choose to
Mhm.
put in here before a meeting? Any suggestions? Any ideas?
Well, to definitely be intentional about how you, in of course in our world we call it facilitate the meeting,
Yeah,
but maybe just to call it managing the meeting, or if you want to call it engagement in the meeting, whatever kind of word
moderation.
works.
Yeah,
Pardon?
moderation.
Moderation. Good word. The moderation of the meeting, and kind of emceeing of the meeting, if you
Emceeing
will.
like it.
Yeah, because you want to engage in that way. You're not just sitting there and having a meeting like you would in a room together with people.
Yeah,
Although I always like to imagine that everybody is sitting in the room with
yeah,
me, and that
yeah.
I have the right to, not only the right, but and as a leader, particularly, I kind of have the obligation to
Right.
call on people and to call
Good.
on people by name. So that's my second tip. One was the technology, and the second tip is the calling on people by name, not in a Matthew, what do you think, sudden way or anything, but to bring people in and let them know that, I see you, I notice that you're there, and I really, really desperately want to hear your opinion, or I really want to, and this is again kind of going back to this idea that there's always going to be somebody in a room who will chime in with your, anytime you ask them a question, or who, if you have does anybody have a comment on da da da, and there's always the people who want to take over in any situation. And the virtual platform is actually an opportunity to kind of mitigate and moderate that, if you
Yeah,
see
so
what I mean.
we can have a democracy of process. I mean, one thing
Yeah.
I tend to do if I've got a gig at a university coming up in a couple of days, there'll be 30 people on it. I will just do those questions and I will look at the name list and go A, B, C, D. I don't
Right.
know
Yeah.
these people. I don't know who is the
Yeah.
alpha male. I don't know who's the shrinking violet.
Yeah.
And they're gentle enough questions, and I'll give someone some
Mm.
face-saving opportunity to go, "Oh, I don't really know." I won't push them. I'll move on,
Right.
and
Right.
then we are putting the light evenly over everybody,
That's
and
right.
everyone goes, "Well, I did get my chance with the microphone," and that's quite powerful. So I love it.
Yeah.
You've got this idea. Any other ideas for inclusion?
Yeah, that really interesting about that is I think that people, and I've noticed this for a long time with people using any virtual platform, I kind of underutilizing the features or the tools of the platform itself. So one might be the calling on names and seeing people, etc. But really, you've got chat, and chat I think is a great equalizer,
Yeah,
because when you ask somebody to type their answer in chat and you intentionally maybe mute everybody, let's say you have a lot of people in the room, or some known, communication dominators or something. If you say write your answer in chat and then wait and let everybody, and make sure that everybody is engaged in doing their answer in chat, or in, if you can, even sometimes on the screen is really great. There are definitely
yeah, yeah, yeah,
annotations that
yeah,
people
yeah.
can make on the screen, and even just a raised hand function. Okay, raise your hand if you feel like this idea is going to fly. Raise your hand if you want to add something, using the functions that are there, because for some people that gives them that chance to be a little bit more bold, or anyway not have to, speak out in the crowd, but you're actually
Yeah, yeah.
obligated to answer the question in a maybe more thought out and articulate way.
I love it. And there's a gradation, isn't it? So
Mm.
we're all on visual. Raise your hand if it's daytime, and it's a fairly
Mhm.
obvious calibration of yes.
Yeah.
The barrier, that's not exactly a 2 meter fence. It's not a 6 foot fence. Anyone can do
Mm.
it. Reflect on this, and I quite like reflect on this. Just write it down with a pen. And of course,
Mhm.
when someone's written it down, all right, so let's look at that. Everyone just type that in now. Well, of course, everyone wrote it down, so why wouldn't you type it in? So baby
Great.
steps, and then think
Mhm.
about it, type it, or think about it, copy it, then press send, and then we go,
Mhm.
and then we go, and then of course, then you can go. I'm going to open up the mic for D, E, and F. Who wants to
Mhm.
speak there? Clickety click, and then
Mhm.
very gently. And before you know it, you've got some people who would never participate in a physical 30-person auditorium actually
Mhm.
speaking. Because there was another idea
Exactly.
as well. Sometimes people
Mhm.
who are remote
Mhm.
can feel that this is an intimate or even a
Mhm.
semi-anonymous place, and you can get more from remote people, which is a bizarre irony. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. So I
Yeah,
think
there is no we talk about introversion or extroversion or different cultural norms, etc. It's there's no particular advantage to the people who are the ones who typically in face to face might engage more. And in fact, in terms of working on your own, you might have an advantage in this virtual field because
right, right,
you
right.
feel safer there. It's maybe people have been used to working remotely, and now they have a chance to not necessarily shine because maybe they don't want to be the one that stands out, but to be heard, to have their voice
Yeah.
be heard, be included in the conversation, and be valued. And I think that's what we all really want.
No, exactly. In this crazy time of isolation, distance, mild
Mm.
depression, if we can salvage some appreciation,
Mm.
some positive, supportive attention to people who are not at the microphone all the time, there's a sort of rebalancing, isn't there? There's a
Hmm.
new appraisal. There's a new gang membership team. I meant that in a positive way. Team membership
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the corporate tribe.
Mhm.
I like him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling like you belong to this group, you are, included, and that your voice is heard.
Exactly. Okay, I think we probably transferred enough to our lovely viewers, and thanks very much for plugging in and watching this today. So,
Mm.
Sue, if we could take one thing, what should the viewer take away today and ruminate on or do? What's the one sentence you want them to take away?
To be intentional about including people and engaging people, to not assume that everybody has your same approach, but to really find that moment and draw people out and let them have their voices be heard.
I love it. I love it. Sue Shinomiya, all the way over in Portland, Oregon. I know it's fairly early there. We rudely woke you up.
Yes.
Yeah, a fantastic show. Biorhythmically, I would be useless at that time, but you are a superstar. Maybe we can have another one of these in a couple of days. But for now, thank you very much. Cheers.
That would
And
be great.
viewers,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Click on another one. You know you've got more learning capacity and nothing else to do until the kettle boils. Until next time, see ya. Bye bye.